Hi, this is Dan Needle from Tax Policy Associates. We are going to use our new web tool. I'm going to demonstrate quite how easy it is to use it to find accounting frauds. Full instructions on the website, but here's how it goes. Here's a list of different categories of company. You can scroll through. At the moment, it's ordered by the number of high balance sheet companies in each category. You can just flick through, or you can search something. Let's look for plumbers. Okay, 2 high balance sheet companies in plumbing. Let's take a look at that top one. Claims to have £16 million in cash. I'm going to click here. That'll take us to Company's House. Nothing very odd here. Company's been around quite a long time. Let's look for the accounts. They're full accounts. That means they're audited. These look superficially like pretty serious accounts. Those figures look kind of what you expect for a plumbing company. Clearly, I'm not doing detailed review. I'm not an accountant. But when we look at the balance sheet, we can see they've got quite a lot of cash. That 8.7 million figure, but probably they're just being prudent. There is nothing here to look remotely suspicious. This is, on the basis of a 5-second review, it has no signs of being a fraudulent company. Let's find something else. Let's go back. Maybe if I'm a fraudster, plumbing is not the industry to pretend to be in. I don't know. Let's look for something computer related. Data. I click here, we can see all the companies that claim they're engaged in data processing. Top of the list, Fupa Jenna Framework Limited. Says it's dormant. £500 million cash? I don't think so. Let's take a look. I'll click on the company number. That goes to Company's House. Nothing that surprising here. Let's look at the filing history. Oh, now we see it seems to have a history of failing to file documents with Company's House. Company's House starts proceedings to strike it off. Just in time, the company files to end the strike-off action. That kind of pattern is pretty suspicious. There are some real companies that are just disorganized and do it. Certainly, this is not enough to say it's a dodgy company, but it raises the question. Let's check out those accounts. So it's a dormant company. That means it has no transactions, doesn't have any expenses, doesn't have any income. Check out the balance sheet. Oh, okay. So what this balance sheet is claiming is that someone bought, if I count those zeros correctly, 500 million shares, paid £1 each for them, and that is sitting as cash in a bank, but generating no interest, no return. It's just not possible. These accounts are wrong. Now, is this a fraud? It might be. It could just be a mistake. It could be that someone, for God knows what reason, thought it'd be sensible to set up a company with 500 million shares. Of course, they didn't pay for them. They then accounted wrongly, showing this as cash at the bank. Mistakes can happen. This is a pretty big and weird mistake. An alternative, this is a company that's trying to defraud people. It presents itself as a substantial business. It then goes out looking for maybe commercial contracts, maybe investors, could be anything, and points to its Company's House accounts as evidence that it's a real company. Now, I know, and if you're viewing this, you probably know, that just because accounts are filed with Company's House gives you no assurance that the numbers are real. Many people don't know that. Many of these frauds are not even aimed at people in the UK. They're aimed at people on the other side of the world who have a lot more respect for Company's House than most British business people would do, and may well be suckered into this. So there are real consequences of these kind of accounts, and we can call immediately that these accounts cannot be right. Let's look at the next one. Let's look at Calypso PLC. Claims 200 million of cash. I suspect we're going to find the same thing. Notice a PLC, which is a bit less usual. PLC means you can offer your shares to the public. You have to put a bit more capital in at the start. You have to put £12,500 for capital. Okay, they're late filing a confirmation statement. Again, they've had run-ins. Michael Sergios Rowoc, the Duke of Commonwealth, controls it. We will be talking more about him soon. This isn't a setup. I did not know what this company was or that he was involved when I just clicked on it. Let's check out these accounts. Right, more mad accounts. No, it does not have £200 million cash in the bank on which it gets no return. That is completely implausible. Again, it's signed by this strange individual that we'll be writing more about soon. So it's a very easy tool to use. I don't think there's much more I can say about it. Oh, what I should say is when you've clicked on a category, let's try holding companies now, you can narrow things down a bit by getting it to only show you dormant companies and only show you companies holding large amounts of cash. Otherwise, it'll show you companies with other high balance sheet items. Now, if you click those two buttons, you are very unlikely to see any real companies here, just because it is somewhere between unlikely and impossible that you could have millions of pounds of cash and be dormant as a company. And I recognize some of those names. Bandinia is a part of a company that was involved in a large money laundering operation in Spain and Italy. The others are not recognizable. You could look at them, but I suspect that we will find that their balance sheets look a lot like the others we saw and are simply evident frauds. That's our tool. I hope you enjoy using it. If you want more control, the ability to search by address, you can use the command line version of this, which is much more powerful and a bit more difficult. There is a GitHub with full details on that, links at the end of the video. And that's it. I won't say like and subscribe because I don't have a YouTube channel and probably never will, but I hope this was helpful. Thank you very much.